r/off my chest. Alive Popcorn 69 says. Never been inside of my boyfriend's house. Hello all, just wanted to get something off my chest that's been bothering me for a while. I 26 female, never been inside of my boyfriend's 38 male house. For a little context, we have been together for about 2 years now. He has no kids and it's just him living at his house. From what I know, me and him live in separate houses and just recently has been living here at my house with me. At the beginning of my relationship, I've always found it weird how has never invited me over to his house. I've been to his house and know where he lives, but never stepped foot inside. I'm starting to get upset because he's still paying for his rent while he's living here with me at my house. Why is he throwing an extra $900 a month on something he can just stop paying for? Has made a comment in the past saying how has had female friends visit and his other homeboys. Why is it that those people were allowed to come inside, but not his own girlfriend? I've questioned him in the past about why I have never been able to come inside and has just said it's complicated, like I'm just supposed to believe him. Something in my gut is telling me he's lying or hiding something. But yes, that's what I have to get off my chest today. Update, I'm going to speak to him when he gets off of work today and get an upfront answer. He stays with me at my house and basically lives with me and has home every day. We both have a location app that lets us know where we are at. He doesn't even really go to his house anymore unless it's to pick up mail. Now that I think about it, one day I went by his house to get his mail and he went crazy on me. He got upset that I had got his mail and he said I didn't need to be doing that. So yeah, that's one big red. Xe00k says. I think he might be hiding another lady in there. Alive Popcorn 69 says. That's what I'm assuming. We live in a small town, so I figure one of his neighbors would have said something and word would spread, but nothing yet. Chicken Fighty Omum says. He either is a hoarder, is secretly homeless, or you are the side piece. I think it's the latter. Thealdman1313 says. He is hiding something, but not necessarily another woman. His place could just be an incredible mess with pizza boxes and empty beer cans everywhere. I would advise you to gradually put a little distance between yourself and your boyfriend. From your post, you are becoming dissatisfied with the relationship. A little time to yourself should help you organize your thoughts and decide your path forward. Don't fall into the trap of staying in a non-working relationship because it means you would have wasted 2 years of your life. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. That time is spent. Decide what you want to do with the rest of your time. r/off my chest. Zesticlose_p_2349 says. I'm a closet atheist. I live in rural Indiana and everyone around me is Christian, conservative, and patriotic. I'm none of those things. I came from a religious family and I married into one, and I hate that I have to just nod and agree with everything. My husband shares most of the same views as me, but we keep it hush hush, usually to avoid being criticized. My parents don't even know that I'm a non-believer. I went to church twice a week when I was a child, and I still can't remember a time when I actually believed in God. Well, we don't talk religion with our children. Their daycare is at a church, but really that's the only exposure they've had other than hearing family members mention it, and it's never really been brought up a lot. My father-in-law died a few days ago, and my son was talking with his cousins about where he went, and the cousins said that Pappy was up in the clouds, and my 10-year-old said he doesn't think that there's anything after we die, and that Pappy is just gone. This pissed off my Bill and Sil, so now they are going around saying that it's sad we turned our children away from Jesus and that we're terrible parents and Satan worshippers. I just can't preach to my children something I don't believe in. I won't do it. My children are well behaved and respectful, and their children cuss and hit adults, but they want to say that we're bad. These people don't even go to church like ever, but claim to be super holy, and I spent the day with my 6-year-old nephew and all he talked about was murdering and gutting people, because Sil lets him watch horror movies all the time, but him the weird terrible Satan worshipping parent. I'm just so sick of it. I don't belong. Surge_suppressor says, I hope you can move somewhere else. That sounds legit exhausting. Gotta say, though, it sounds like keeping quiet isn't working. They're still talking shit. Maybe it's time for you two to start speaking up for yourselves, particularly BC the adults around you will try to indoctrinate your children. Toasty_feet says, it always baffles me why they think if you don't believe in God you must worship Satan. But you should have a proper sit down with your husband about talking to your in-laws, or just talk to your in-laws about how they shouldn't criticize your parenting methods when their children aren't exactly little angles. Gibson says, stand your ground. Your beliefs are just as valid as theirs, and they have no right to disrespect them. It's going to cause some drama, but make it clear you have no problem going low or no contact and let the chips fall as they may. Toxic Christians are the worst. Psych Nurse 1979 says, hey, think you would be shocked how many atheists there are in Indiana. I was raised Catholic, but I also cannot remember a time I bought the whole religion thing. I don't advertise, but I'm honest when subject comes up. Generally I just say I'm not into the religion stuff. If someone pushes it to, well, you believe in God, don't you? I honestly answer no or God no depending on my mood. If someone then calls me a Satan worshipper, I laugh while saying now stop, that I don't believe in their invisible person either. Honestly, sometimes my nonchalant attitude about not being a believer seems to make many people comfortable to start telling me stuff like, well, I really don't believe either, but I can't disappoint family, or I wonder too, but afraid to say no God for sure, or me either, but I like the community of church etc. I know the religious zealots are loud in Indiana Point, but many of us fellow who see us just watch them as entertainment. Hang in there, you are not alone. It will be easy to spot us after the rapture. Off my chest. Rutabagarrelet of 7503 says, my 16 male brother steals my 19 female underwear and IDK what to do. Over the past 3 to 4 years my brother has been collecting underwear and bras from not only me, but my mother, my aunt, my mom's friends, and my friends. I first noticed many of my bras went missing and kept asking my mom to get more, just thinking that I lost them. That was until I looked under my brother's bed one day and found a gigantic pile of items he collected. Bras, underwear, leggings, dresses, and even a bathing suit. Some of the bras had the padding taken out and others were absolutely slathered with lotion. In another instance he stole bras right out of the dryer. They were sopping wet. Eventually I started finding underwear and bras that were not mine in his room and was confused where they had come from. Turns out he went into my room during a sleepover to steal my friend's clothes. At another point he also stole a few of my mother's bras as well. My aunt and uncle sleep over periodically at our house, and he has stolen bras from my aunt. He has probably taken something from the majority of females that have slept over our house. On top of this, he barely showers and takes basic care of himself. He wears the same clothes for days on end, doesn't cut his fingernail, barely showers once a week, and stays in his room all day, making it stuffy and smell like BO. Constantly. We have sat him down for an intervention/discussion about his behavior many times and how it can affect his life. But he still chooses not to listen. We have had to do this so many times, it is obviously not enough. My parents and I have been trying to solve this issue in our household for a while, but nothing has worked. We've tried to lock my bedroom door, hide my underwear, and stopped letting friends sleep over at my house. He has stolen the backup key to my door and has gotten into my locked door many times, even though I lock it every time I leave. I feel like everything we try he finds a way through. His behavior has genuinely concerned me and I'm scared for when he gets to college. I don't want anyone else to deal with the same thing because it has literally taken over my life. My parents have slowly given up, if I'm being honest. My mom had at one point even started supplying my brother with lotion and mild bras so that he would stop taking them from others. They're embarrassed of him, but are worried about their reputation if they were to go any further. My parents don't understand when I tell them that I'm clearly very uncomfortable being around my brother. If I have to sit next to him in the car or at the dinner table, I make sure he is as far away as possible. My brother has absolutely destroyed our relationship, and once I eventually move out, I will most likely never talk to him again. I just wanted to write this to ask for ways this could potentially be resolved and just general support and advice. Too long. Didn't read. My brother steals bras and underwear from everyone that sleeps over, and I don't know how to. Such Alpha 1765 says. The issue isn't his obsession with women's underwear, but rather his lack of respect for people's boundaries and things. He's literally stealing. Taking into account his age, it's a matter of time before he begins to escalate. He needs professional help before it becomes a criminal issue. Cramsty says. Holy shit, your brother needs psychological help, and your parents enabling him probably isn't the best idea. Hope you move out soon. Accomplished at 3528 says. I know what I'd do. If someone was violating my property, I'd take a strong chili and rub it hard over a pear. This sounds like a sex pest, and this behavior is not okay. He needs professional help. How would he cope in the world by himself? The lack of grooming, the lack of respect of boundaries? He needs professional help, and not to be enabled by your mom. This is so disgusting. Parent Post Laxwang says. Your brother has a psychological issue of some kind, undiagnosed, and needs help. Condemnation, however well deserved, probably won't help him. But it is not your responsibility to make sure he gets help, and you should not have to deal with these disgusting consequences of living under the same roof. Your parents need to accept that he needs more help than they can give and is not going to get better on his own. There are so many things that could be at the root of some or all of this asocial behavior. Undiagnosed depression, autism, addiction, gender dysphoria. He needs to be assessed, and quickly, because there are ways to help him develop healthier mental coping skills, and stealing underwear to masturbate to slash with. That's not your concern or your job. I'm just putting the information here in hopes you tell your parents. This is not a moment for them to stick their heads in the sand. They have a choice: be embarrassed by his ongoing behavior each time he's caught, or just the once, by his diagnosis, which they will learn is actually something to be happy to have found. And either way, they should be taking more care of you and your needs. Good luck. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.